So, sir, you were removed by immigration in 2008 when you were in Arizona. Did you re-enter the country illegally?
Usted fue removido del país en el año 2008 cuando usted entró ilegalmente a través de Arizona. ¿Usted volvió a entrar nuevamente a los Estados Unidos ilegalmente?
Sí, sí, yo volví otra vez porque yo tenía necesidad de pasar en este país y me arrestaron cuando yo venía entrando y me fue a estar allá, no sé cuántos, eran como 3 días, me estuvo en mi pueblo y volví a regresar otra vez de nuevo.
Yes, I came back because I had my needs. I needed to be here in this country, and then when I was sent back, I was in my town for only 3 days, and then I came back to the U.S.
Okay. You guys aware of some of your parole meetings are making it to YouTube? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know, I could care. Just pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yep, we are currently live streaming. We do live stream all of our hearings.
Yeah, it's like some guys mocking these guys.
Wow.
But whatever, I'm just giving you guys okay.
Sir, get it right. I am not some guy. I am a Mandoo, and we are not mocking these parolees. We are mocking the system that would actually allow this man, this monster, to just exist in these little slap on the wrist sentences. Do you know that when he was first sent to ICE and kicked out of the country, it was because he had sexually assaulted his girlfriend's niece for 3 years? From the ages of 6 to 9 years old. So what do? They say, oh, okay, you know what? We'll give you a little sentence and then we'll deport you. And then the mockery of the entire system, he comes back within 3 days. And it takes just 1 year before he's caught again. And what does a DA do? A DA gives him a 5-year sentence. 5 years. So yes, you want to call this a mockery? How about we call it exposing the complete, what is it? Inability to protect the most vulnerable in our country and our society, which is our children. You can call it mockery. I'll call it facts. Now with that, let's jump in.
Is the IX comes out as is Ixcotoyac.
Mr. Ixcotoyac.
Sí, sí.
All right, good morning.
Buenos días. Buenos
Right.
días.
Okay. All right, stand by for us 1 second.
Mi nombre es Diego Ixcotoyac. Mi número es 432842.
This hearing is being conducted in consideration of the parole application for Diego Ixcotoyac 432842. He is serving a sentence of 10 years, execution suspended after 5 years, with 3 years of probation to follow for commercial sexual abuse of a minor, stalking first, and unlawful restraint first. As of today, records reflect a parole eligibility date of June 8, 2024 at 85%. There's no victim input in this case. Offender risk evaluation system, the offender overall score for the RT falls within the low range of risk for recidivism. And utilizing the static 99R, the offender overall score for sexual offense recidivisms fall within the low to moderate range. Mr. Ixcotoyac, this is your opportunity to express to the board why you believe you should be granted parole. You may begin.
Sí, está bien, gracias, muchas gracias. Pues lo agradezco mucho, mucho y por lo que esta oportunidad que me están dando y pues me quedó bien de como un ejemplo para mí, que no estuvo bien lo que estaba haciendo y aprendí mucho. Y gracias a Dios que ya estoy llegando a la final de mi sentencia y eso es lo que yo lo quiero decir, pues.
I wanted to say that I appreciate the opportunity that you are giving me today. This was an example to me, and now I know that it was not okay what I did, and I am thankful to God that I am just reaching almost the end of my sentence. That's what I wanted to say.
Thank you, Mr. Ixcotoyac. We will ask you questions, then we will discuss your case and make a decision. Before we begin questions, I want to make sure you know that the board received a letter from the state's attorney objecting to the granting of discretionary parole to you today. We're going to begin with my colleague, Ms. Smith-Palmieri.
Gracias.
Good morning, sir. So in your opening statement, you indicated that what you did was not okay. All along, you've said you did not commit this offense. Do you now admit to sexually assaulting the victim and pushing your way into the apartment?
Sí, sí, cierto, pues, como le digo, yo estaba borracho, estaba tomado cuando fue ese día y yo no sentí lo que estaba haciendo, no estaba el 100% de mi cabeza, pues yo estaba tomado, yo llevaba 10 días tomado, andaba todo sucio en la calle sin bañarme, no sabía ni qué fecha era ese día y
Un momento, por favor.
sí.
Yes, yes, I do. And like I said, I was drunk on that day. I did not know what I was doing on that day. I was drinking for 10 days. I was out in the streets. I was dirty. And I really didn't know what I was doing at the time. ¿Puedo continuar?
Sí, y cuando me arrestaron en la calle, como yo no sabía lo que estaba haciendo y vi los guardias que estaban esperando gente en la calle, pero yo no sabía si a mí me estaban buscando. Y cuando llegué con ellos cerca y me arrestaron y yo decía, ¿qué fue lo que yo estaba haciendo? Yo no sé qué es lo que estaba haciendo. Y me arrestaron.
When I was arrested, I really did not know what I was doing. I noticed the officers outside, but I didn't know if they were waiting for me because I didn't remember what I was doing, and that's when I was arrested.
Were you outside do you admit to being outside the apartment and watching the girls prior to grabbing the youngest one?
Pues eso fue lo que me dijeron, pero como le digo, yo estaba tomado ese día y pues tomó, ya cometí este error, ya pues me dieron esta sentencia y ya, gracias a Dios, ya aprendí mucho aquí en este lugar, en la cárcel, pues ahora quiero salir para afuera, si Dios quiere, se termina mi tiempo y ya no vuelvo a hacer y quiero mejor seguir en las cosas de Dios porque yo soy un familia que...
Por favor, señor, para poder traducir.
Ajá.
That's what I was told, but I was drunk, so I do not remember. And I'm serving my sentence, and I want to be able to be released and start doing things the right way. I want to follow God, and I've been learning a lot of things here.
Okay, because all along, sir, you have said that you didn't commit the offense and that you just pled guilty because someone told you that you couldn't fight the charges.
Pues sí, eso fue lo que pasó, porque como le digo, no sé qué es lo que había pasado, yo estaba tomado, pues como le digo, ya tomó, como me dicen los compañeros aquí en la cárcel, ya te declaraste culpable, que decir que ya hiciste, pues tomó, sí ya pasó y ya me dieron el tiempo, lo que me dieron y ahora ya quiero salir para afuera y trabajar duro para mi familia, porque tengo una madre en Guatemala que está sola, ya tiene 70 años y ya no hay quien le ayuda y quiero...
Por favor,
Sí.
discúlpeme. Yes, I do not know what really happened because I was drunk. But like different inmates told me, you did it, so you're serving your time. And I just want to be able to be released right now. I want to go out, start working because I need to help my mother. She's elderly. She's 70 years old right now.
Okay, thank you. So, sir, you were removed by immigration in 2008 when you were in Arizona. Did you re-enter the country illegally?
Sí, yo volví otra vez porque yo tenía necesidad de pasar en este país y me arrestaron cuando yo venía entrando y me fue a estar allá, no sé cuántos, eran como 3 días, me estuvo en mi pueblo y volví a regresar otra vez de nuevo.
Yes, I came back because I had my needs. I needed to be here in this country, and then when I was sent back, I was in my town for only 3 days, and then I came back to the U.S.
And when you were arrested, you were not working. Were you homeless at the time?
No, yo no tenía dónde vivir porque mi dinero ya no me quedaba nada porque yo tomaba mucho, trabajaba 2 días, 3 días a la semana, entonces ese lo agarraba yo para tomar y estaba perdido en la calle, entonces yo estaba en la calle, dormía en la calle y ese fue lo que pasó.
Yes, I was homeless because I was working about 3 days a week, but I was using the money to get drunk. So I didn't have no money left, and I was homeless, living out in the streets.
So, sir, you realize that you have an immigration detainer for removal again to Guatemala?
No le entendí, ¿me puede repetir otra vez?
¿Usted está al tanto que usted tiene una orden de deportación nuevamente para Guatemala?
Ok, pues si viene por mí, pues sería mucho mejor. Igual tomo, si ya me quiero ir para Guatemala, porque mi familia están todos en Guatemala, no tengo nada de familia aquí y ya la tengo ya por todo, con todo 16 años en este país y ya quiero ir a estar con mi familia en Guatemala.
Oh, if they come back for me, it is okay. I do not have anyone here. All my family is in Guatemala, and I've been here for 16 years in this country. So if I need to go back, it's okay.
Thank you, sir. I have no further questions, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Muchas
Is your
gracias.
mother, where does your mother live?
¿En dónde vive su mamá?
En Guatemala.
Have you ever participated in treatment for your alcohol abuse?
¿Alguna vez usted ha participado de tratamiento para su abuso de alcohol?
No le entendí bien cómo es eso.
¿Alguna vez usted ha participado de algún tratamiento para ayudarlo con el uso de alcohol?
Sí, me fui como unos 2 veces en Alcohólicos Anónimos, pero no podía. Me quiso ayudar mucho afuera, cuando yo estaba afuera, pero lo mismo no podía hacer nada por el vicio que yo tenía y ahora ya llevo casi 4 años con 3 meses aquí en la prisión y ya creo que ya no estoy pensando de eso, de tomar mucho.
Okay, so yes, I went twice to AA meetings. They were trying to help me, but I was so into drinking that I couldn't do it. But now I've been here in prison for 4 years and 3 months, and I think I feel better and I'm not thinking about drinking.
You have programs on your OAP that you have not yet taken and need to take, including treatment for your choice, your addiction to alcohol. You did not say anything by way of an apology to the victims you harmed in your opening statement. Is there something you, having completed the Voices program, might like to say?
Sí, pues la verdad cuando me sentenciaron, ellos no los vi, no hablaron conmigo, pues entonces le digo yo, pues les pido un perdón lo que había pasado, todo eso, pues bueno, sano, no creo que no lo hubiera hecho, pero eso estaba yo no estaba bien por el alcohol, pues todos modos, les pido un perdón y disculpa que lo que pasó, y ojalá Dios quiera que ya no vuelva a suceder más estos que estaba sucediendo, porque ese no es bueno, todo eso es malo.
Déjame traducir, por favor.
¿Sí?
Honestly, when I was sentenced, I never spoke to them. But now that I am here, I asked them for forgiveness. I know that if I was sober, this would never happen. But I do ask them for forgiveness, and hopefully this is something that will never happen ever again.
An apology is appropriate before you can be extended the generosity of forgiveness, sir.
Primero es mejor pedir disculpas antes de que se le pueda dar una disculpa.
Ms. Page.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So, Mr. Ixcotoyac, I read somewhere that you wanted nothing to do with your mom. When did that change?
Pues cuando yo estaba perdido en el alcohol, yo no pensaba en mi familia, pasaba semana, 15 días, ellos me llamaban y yo no le respondía, más bien me caía mal que me llamaba porque como que dice, no quiero saber nada de ellos, pero ahora me di cuenta, ahora son importantes para mí porque ellos también están preocupados por mí que estoy aquí y ellos están pidiendo a Dios que va a llegar el tiempo, el momento que voy a salir. Entonces ahora ya sé que la familia vale bastante.
Tengo una pausa, por favor. Yes, this was because I was lost in alcohol before, so they used to call me to talk to me, but I didn't want to talk to them, and it used to bother me that they used to call me to try to talk to me. I didn't answer the phone calls, but now that I am here, I know that they are worried about me, and that's the reason that it has changed.
But I thought that you didn't have much of a relationship with your mother because she was abusive and your father was abusive. But you're telling us that when you go back to Guatemala, you're going to care for your ailing mother. At one point, you didn't even know where she was. Now you do?
Sí, porque ya cuando ya entré aquí en este lugar, fue en el cabal cuando empezó la pandemia y de ahí cuando ya no estaba tomando porque yo estaba en la cárcel, ya me puse a pensar mucho de ellos que yo no estaba afuera y yo no sé qué iba a pasar con la pandemia y salía mucho en la noticia que se estaba muriendo la gente, entonces ahí donde yo empecé sentir mucho por mi familia, como que él dice, ¿verdad? No sé cómo decirle, explicar. Reaccioné con mi familia.
When I came to prison, I didn't used to talk to them before, but when I came to prison, that was during COVID, and that's when I was sober. I wasn't drunk anymore, and I started to think about them, especially with everything that was happening during COVID. There was many people who were passing away, and I started thinking about them more and having a different way of seeing and valuing my family.
Thank you. Well said.
Okay, Mr. Ixcotoyac, give us just a minute. So Ms. Palmieri?
So Mr. Ixcotoyac, he, numerous times throughout the documents, he indicates that he didn't commit the offense. He simply pled guilty. Today, he is acknowledging or taking some level of responsibility, yet blaming his alcohol use. I don't think he quite understands the seriousness of the charges and the effects it had on the victim. Unfortunately, the only program that he's been able to take is a Voices program, and based on what we've heard today, I'm not really, it doesn't appear that he has gained any insight from that program as well. He was removed from the country in 2008, and at his own admission returned 3 days later. He has an immigration detainer for removal and return to Guatemala. He hasn't had great conduct while he's been in the facility. He has a recent ticket for fighting in October 2023.
He also has another ticket that he got in June 4th, 2024.
Okay, thank you. And as the chair stated at the beginning of the hearing, the state's attorney objects to his early release on parole. So I do not see much level of rehabilitation or acceptance of responsibility, and he does have the detainer from ICE, so I would not be in favor of granting his discretionary parole today.
Neither am I.
Okay, so I have nature and circumstance, inadequate program participation, and evidence of offender change and poor institutional adjustment.
That's exactly what I have.
Great. So in the matter of Diego Ixcotoyac, did you want to translate?
Yeah,
Okay.
Pues,
In the matter of Diego Ixcotoyac, inmate number 432842, there is a motion to deny parole for the following reasons: the nature and circumstances of your offense, inadequate program participation, and evidence of offender change, and your poor institutional adjustment. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Parole denied. We're done, sir.
Sería todo, señor.
This concludes the hearing for Diego Ixcotoyac 432842.
Esto concluye la audiencia de Diego Ixcotoyac número 432842. Usted va a recibir esto por escrito.
ok, ¿y qué le puedo decir yo? Entonces, ¿cuánto sería? ¿Qué día, qué fecha sería mi salida? Entonces, quiero saber si fue así.
That is end of sentence.
En el final de su sentencia, señor, usted va a recibir esto por escrito.
Oh, va a llegar la carta.
Sí, va a recibirlo por escrito.
Ah, está bien,
Sería
muchas
todo.
gracias. Está bien, muchas gracias.
Okay? Have a good day.
No, and they denied, which is great. It's great that they denied, but here's, he really does get the last laugh, and you can actually see it when they mention, do you know that ICE is going to deport you, and the smile on his face because he's just going to come back into the country. It's not a big deal, right? I mean, it took 3 days for him to get back last time. And I'm just, you keep allowing literal child sexual assault perpetrators with now 2 convictions on his record to just walk right back in. And this is not a political statement. This is a common sense statement. This is a factual statement. I am not mocking the parole board. I am not mocking the felon. I am mocking this. No, I am making statements and facts about a system that is making a mockery of us, that is making a mockery of justice, that is making a mockery of serve and protect. You really can't make this stuff up. I'll read to you what he had done, at least for the, I wouldn't even know the details of the last sentence except Sir Richard found it. And it just says here that in Florida, he was convicted of essay from his girlfriend's 6-year-old niece. She was, it was from 6 years old to 9 years old. This crime is terrifying when you hear about it. And also, if you think that he was only caught the amount of times that he did it, you probably could get a PhD and make those risk scores. Can you imagine he has a low risk score? Clowns. Bunch of clowns. How many times has he done this? No one gets caught each time they do it. So on March, let's see. I don't. All right. So what he did is they said that the police called him at about 3:15 in the afternoon. Keep in mind, this is 3:15 in the afternoon. The police were called. A man offered two girls aged 17 and 11 to have sex with them. Now, it wasn't just, he just said, hey, can I offer you to do that? No, he broke into their house. I don't know why they even write it this way. They said that the younger girl went out one afternoon, so an 11-year-old went out on an errand to pick up some items at the corner store at about 2:40 p.m. The older sister, 17, said a man who identified as Diego showed up at the front door holding the 11-year-old by the arm. He then asked the older girl if he could come into their home. The older girl pushed the man back, at which point he tried to feel the girl's buttocks. The girl then ran into the house and went upstairs. The older girl then asked what he wanted. He said he was looking for a friend named Antonio. The older girl said there was no one in the house by that name and asked numerous times for him to leave. The girl would, now she said that he would not leave and kept staring at her in a way that made her feel uncomfortable. He said that he would give her $100 or more to have sex with her and her younger sister. The older girl said, the older girl pushed the door closed and watched as he stood at the porch for about 5 minutes. She said when the police arrived, the girl was able to show them a picture of the suspect that she had found on Facebook and turned out to be friends online with one of her mother's friends from church. At 7:30 p.m., the police found the native Guatemalan who works as an insulation installer, and he was identified by the girl as the man who had sexual advances towards her and her sister. He was charged with risk of injury to minor, home invasion, attempted commercial sexual abuse of a minor, attempted fourth-degree assault and stalking. At his arraignment at the Stanford courthouse Tuesday afternoon, Judge Bruce Hudak issued protective orders against him, prohibiting him from contacting the girls in any ways. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement has been placed on him, according to court records. Then you fast forward to when he pleads guilty. So what he pled guilty to was charges of sexual abuse of a minor, first-degree stalking, first-degree unlawful restraint as part of a plea agreement with the state. As part of the agreement, Supervisory Assistant State's Attorney Maureen Ornowski recommended that he be sentenced to 10 years in prison, suspended after 5, which basically, not basically, it is a 5-year sentence. He's getting out. I forgot to tell you this. I mean, he's getting out, which is why he had the last laugh. 12/21. At the time of this, that I'm recording this, he's getting out in a month and a week. So there you have it. And remember, the initial charge, what he was in for, was for actual essay of a 6-year-old for 3 years. So there you have it. There you have it. And like I said, we are not making a mockery of any of this process. It's them that's making a mockery of our justice system. We're only exposing it. And with that, I'll let you.
Okay. You guys aware of some of your parole meetings are making it to YouTube? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know, I could care. Just pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yep, we are currently live streaming. We do live stream all of our hearings.
Yeah, it's like some guys mocking these guys.
Wow.
But whatever, I'm just giving you guys. Okay,